The image that you are seeing on screen has been created completely by Nano Banana Pro. And the best part is that you don't even have to write those long prompts or do iterations. All you have to do is just tell it what the post is about. For example, there's a 20% off on rentals. That's it. After that, it's going to take care of the rest. It's going to make sure that it follows your brand color, your brand tone, it mentions your contact information, etc. And apart from that, you also have an option of passing an image that you would like to have in your final post. For example, the car in this case. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up an automation on a platform called Any10, which is a no-code automation platform. And once you have that set up, you can generate these amazing posts at any given point in time. And I'm also going to guide you how you can set up this entire system at a very minimal cost. So if you're ready, let's get started. Now, before I begin, I know a lot of you are going to have this question that, Yashica, I can just go into Gemini, I can write my prompt, I can attach my car's image, and I will get the final post. Yes, I hear you, but the thing is that you will have to write a very detailed prompt and you might have to do a couple of iterations. Apart from that, if you generate, let's say, one post today and one post day after tomorrow, in that case, what's going to happen is that there's going to be less consistency between your posts, and if someone checks your Instagram page, they're going to feel like you have 50 editors, right? That's why we need to have a consistent system in place, so that if someone sees your page, it looks like the same editor has designed all of your social media posts. So I'm going to go step by step, so even if you have never set up an automation before, you will be able to do it if you watch this video till the very end. So just in case you're wondering, this is how the final automation is going to look like, which you're going to achieve by the end of this video. So basically what it does is that it gives us a form which we can fill out with the image we want in our final image. For example, in this case, it's the car. And apart from that, we can add a description of a couple of words. For example, a post for Black Friday sale, or a Merry Christmas post, or 20% off during the weekends, or whatever, right? After that, it generates the post. Firstly, the AI agent generates the prompt, the magical prompt, which is going to generate our image. Then the image is generated. And finally, it is dropped in our Google Drive folder from where we can download it and we can upload it to our social media channels. So to get started, let's set up our Any10 account and then we will go ahead and build this amazing automation. So you just have to set up your Any10 account once, and after that you can not only create this automation but many other to automate your other tasks. I will link a playlist up here which has all the Any10 tutorials I have ever covered on my channel, just in case you want to create more and more automations and automate your life basically. So there are basically two ways of setting up Any10. The first one is that you buy their subscription like you do for most of the platforms out there. But the second option is self-hosting Any10, which is quite unique because most of the SaaS platforms out there don't give you that option. But since Any10 is open source, its code is available readily on the internet, you can literally self-host it on your machine. So basically, self-hosting means running the platform on your own server or on your own machine. And that way you don't have to pay Any10, and on top of that, your data is extremely secure because everything is with you and no one else has access to your data. So if you're looking for affordability and data privacy, then I would recommend you go with the self-hosting method as compared to the first one. And also it's like a one-time process and then you can keep using it. When you self-host it, there is no limit on how many automations you can create, how many times you can run it, but there are limits on the cloud plan. And even if you compare their pricing, self-hosting comes at a fraction of the cost of what you would pay for the cloud subscription. When people hear the word self-hosting, machine, or server, they think that it's a technical setup. You need to know how to code in order to do that, and it's a headache. But that is not the truth. On the contrary, it's quite easy. It's just a few clicks and that's it. Any10 would be self-hosted on your server. So I'm going to show you how you can do that just in a moment. But before that, head over to the description of this video and click on the first link that you find there, which is going to take you to this particular page. So basically, we are going to use Hostinger's VPS to self-host Anyten in the easy way that I told you just now. And the cherry on the top is that their Black Friday sale is live, which means 69% off on Anyten. So you're already saving as compared to the cloud plan, and on top of that, there is also a sale. And as I said, you can create as many workflows as you want, no cap on that. You can run them as many times, and you can also run them concurrently. You can also access the community nodes just like you can access them on the cloud plan. And apart from that, there's also a 30 days money back guarantee. And just in case you're wondering about the support, they provide a 24/7 support. If you scroll down, you're going to see all the different plans available for your VPS where you will be self-hosting Anyten. And out of all the four, I would recommend that you go with the KVM2 plan. It's going to suit most of you, but obviously if you need more power, you can always upgrade. So the KVM2 plan comes with 2 vCPU cores, 8 GB RAM, 100 GB NVMe disk space, and 8 TB bandwidth. And then, as I said, because of the sale, there are huge discounts. So this one is coming at a 69% off, which is again a limited time deal and also the best time of the year to get your Anyten self-hosted. So once you're ready, simply click on choose plan. After that, select for how long you want to buy the VPS server for. So you can go with 1 month, 12 months, or 24 months. And obviously, if you want, you can compare this price with the cloud subscription of Anyten and you will see a huge difference. After that, if you want daily auto backup, you can check this point, which is going to get your VPS data backed up every single day. Then select the server location, which is the closest to you, and for the operating system, simply select Anyten. So a good thing about Hostinger's VPS is that they have Anyten as a template. All you have to do is select it, and in one click, it will be installed on your VPS. So once you're ready, you can see your order summary here. We're on the 24-month plan. The domain name is costing you 0 and the domain privacy protection is also costing you 0. So when you self-host Anyten, you basically need a domain and that is coming free of cost for you. So another good news for you, apart from the sale discounts, I also have an additional discount for you. So if you're on the 24-month plan, you can use the coupon code Yashica15 to get a flat 15% off on your cart value, as you can see. And if you're on the 12-month plan, you can use the coupon code Yashica to get a flat 10% off. There you go. So you'll find the link to Hostinger and you will find the coupon codes in the description below. Don't forget to use them. And once you're ready, simply click on continue and complete your purchase. So once the purchase is completed, you will land right here. All you have to do is go to the VPS section. There you will see the KVM2 VPS we just now bought. And all you have to do is click on the setup button. Then select the server location which is the closest to you and click on next. Then we have to choose an operating system. So I'm just going to search for Anyten and I will select the first option. Let's click on select. Then you have to create a root password which you will use to log in into your VPS. So just create a password and make sure to store it somewhere. Make sure this is checked and click on finish. Okay, so it has been completed and now let's click on manage VPS. And as you can see, our server is live. Let's click on manage app now. And there you go, we can set up our account and get started. So create an account and then you will land directly onto your Anyten dashboard. Basically, your self-hosted Anyten dashboard. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to create the automation. So click on create workflow. So let's name it. So let's call it the social media post, or we can say image generator. And let's save it. Now, as I said, we need a few inputs to create the image. The first is a very short description of what the post is about. Is it for Black Friday sale? Is it a Merry Christmas one, as I said? So for that, we're going to go ahead and click on form submission. So this node basically creates a form for us that we can fill out in order to run this automation and get our image. So let's give our form a title. Let's call it the social media image generator. Here you can add a description for the form. So generate social media images. So this form is going to be for internal usage. Either you're going to use it or your team members. So don't worry about that too much. After that, let's add the form elements. So the first question that I'm going to have in my form is, what is this post about? And then let's turn it on as a required field. So in about 3 to 5 words, they can tell us what the post is about, nothing too much. And then lastly, we're also going to take an input image, which they would like the final post to have. Now, it could be the car's image, your product image, a logo, or whatever you want to have in your final image. It could even be your own image or your model's image or whatever. Because, without an image input, I don't think I can create a really nice post. And for the element type, it's going to be file. And we're going to turn this off and we're going to turn this on. For the file types, it's going to be JPG and PNG. Okay, let's click on execute step. That should open up our form. Really cute. Now let's go ahead and fill this out once. So what is this post about? So let's say the weekend is coming and so is your long drive. So basically in this case, I'm creating social media images for a hypothetical car rental company. So this is going to be the main idea, that it's a weekend post and let's say flat 10% off during the weekends. And for the input image, I have uploaded a car image that looks like this. And now let's go ahead and click on submit. Let's come back here, and as you can see, it has been listed under the output. If you go back to the schema, you can also see your answer to this particular question. All right, so let's save it. So we've got the input. What's next? So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to convert that image into binary text. And yes, before we move forward, a quick introduction about myself. So hello everybody, my name is Yashica Jain and I am an AI automation expert. I have been running my own company called Automates AI from the last 2 years, actually more than that, wherein we help businesses automate their processes using AI. We help them set up AI workflows, AI agents, and AI voice agents that help them save time, money, as well as efforts. You'll find the link to our website in the description below in case you're interested in moving forward with AI. Apart from that, I'm also an AI consultant. I consult and coach. So if you're interested in learning from me or consulting with me, then you'll find the link to the calendar in the description below. If you want to learn more about AI and automation, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and do like the video. If you want to see more exclusive content from me, then don't forget to follow me on LinkedIn as well as X. And yes, this video has been sponsored by Hostinga. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to convert that image, that car image or whichever image the user has uploaded into binary format so that we can use it later in the automation. So let's click on add and let's search for extract. And from here, let's select the last option, which says move file to base 64 string. And all we have to do here is just copy this name and replace it under the inputs field. That's it. Click on execute. And as you can see, we've got our binary data or base 64 data. So that basically converts this image into computer readable language, if that makes sense. Now, since we will be needing this data quite often in our automation, let's also save it as a variable, okay? So just search for edit fields and just drag and drop this here and let's call it data. And that's it. If you execute it, our variable is ready. Let's click on save. If you want, you can also skip this step and just, use this particular variable. But I personally find this as a good practice so that things are consistent throughout. And even in the future, if I want to make any changes, I can just make it here and that should be consistently applied. All right. So in our form, we had just answered this simple question and we had not really told it how the image should look like, what are the colors, what is the layout, etc., etc. So now we need an AI agent to basically write a complete prompt for our final image. For example, this is going to be the headline, these are going to be the colors, this is the layout, this is the contact information or whatever. But the thing is that the AI agent does not have eyes. It cannot actually see the image you had uploaded, and neither can we pass this data to it because it's going to take a lot of tokens, etc. And I don't think it's a very good practice. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have another AI model basically analyze the image I had uploaded and then give me a text description of what is there in that image. For example, in this image, there's a red car. In the background, we have these trees, and then more information about the car, obviously. And then we are going to pass that information to the AI agent, which is going to finally create our prompt. So let's set up that analyzing part here. So since we're using Nano Banana Pro to, generate our image, we're also going to use Gemini 2.5 Flash to analyze our image so that everything is within Google. Now, if you search for Gemini here, you will see that they have both the nodes, which is analyze the image and also generate an image right here. But we're not going to use these because generate an image does not let you pass an image to it. Okay, so you can just pass the prompt to generate your image, but you can't really pass an image. But that's not what we want. So that's why we're not going to use this. We're going to take an alternative method. And again, I'm also not going to use analyze an image because I want to keep things consistent. So just click on add and search for HTTP request. So we're going to basically make an API call ourselves to analyze our image. And on top of that, we're also not going to use Google's API because firstly, it's a little complex and technical. And secondly, you'll have to do verification, you'll have to upload your documents, etc. And who has the time, right? So instead, let's use OpenRouter and, still achieve the same thing. So OpenRouter is nothing else but a place that allows you to access all the models out there inside your automations or anywhere else using the API. So may it be Gemini, GPT, Claude, or any other, you can use it all inside from this one platform. So I'll drop the link to this platform in the description. But yes, this video has not been sponsored by OpenRouter. So once you've created an account there, all you have to do is head over to credits and then add about $5-10 here. That should be fine for this automation and also for your future ones. As you can see, I had added like $5 3 months ago and I'm still using it even after, doing so many completions using this platform. So yeah, just add $5 or $10, whatever you feel like, and then head over to keys. After that, click on create API key. Give your key a name, so you can call it Nano Banana Pro or whatever, and then click on create. That is going to give you an API key. Just save it somewhere, copy paste it somewhere. We will need it just in a moment. After that, come back to your Anytel account. Let's call this analyze image. The method here is going to be post, and this is the URL that you're going to use. So we're going to basically access Gemini 2.5 or Nano Banana Pro through OpenRouter. And yes, you will find the URL, anything I copy paste throughout the API setup, and even the prompt that I use for the AI agent in the resources linked in the description below. They're going to be free to access, but it's up to you if you want to support the channel. So yeah, just copy paste it from there. For the authentication, select predefined and search for OpenRouter. Next up, click on create new credential and paste the API key we had generated just now. After that, click on save and your OpenRouter account should be connected to Anytel. I already have mine connected. Next up, click on send body and then select using JSON. Now, this is the JSON that we're going to use. Again, you can copy it from the resources. This is the model that we're going to use, which is Gemini 2.5 Flash Image Preview. And we're basically telling it to describe this image in detail. After that, we're passing this binary data that we have generated. All right, so once this is done, let's click on execute. And it is saying invalid URL format. And to fix that, we're going to go to the previous module where we had set up this variable. And we're going to add this, which is data:image/jpeg:base64, comma. And again, I will mention it in the resources so that you can directly copy paste this entire thing. And now let's click on execute. All right, let's go back to our node and let's click on execute again. And this time it worked. So basically it needed this in the beginning to accept it. So let's see what we've got. So it's saying that this image showcases a vibrant red sports car, and then we have got all the details about the car and the background and everything. That's exactly what we wanted. And now that we have the text description of our image, let's go ahead and set up the AI agent, which is going to generate the final prompt for us. So let's click on add, let's select AI and then the AI agent. For the source for prompt, just select define below. And we just have two inputs. So firstly, let's say inputs, The first input is the image description, which is going to be this one. Okay. And then we have the post description, or we can say the initial idea, which is going to come from the form, which is right here. All right. So this is done. As you can see, this is the image description. And then we have the idea. Next up, let's add the system prompt. Now, the system prompt is actually a big one. So let me click on expression and let me open it up and let me paste it for you right here. All right. So we're telling it that you are a creative marketing director specializing in automotive social media ads. You can replace your industry here and you can also replace it with social media posts. Then we've said that create a unique eye-catching image generation prompt that varies in style while maintaining brand consistency. We're a car rental company. Now we have given it the task and then we're finally asking it to give us this JSON, which is going to have the headline, the subheading, the offer, the CTA, the style, and then the full prompt. Now we're giving it a couple of options to choose from so that all of our posts look different yet similar, if that makes sense. So style 1 is the diagonal split, then we have the centered hero, then we have the side banner, top banner, corner frame, and all of these we have given it 8 styles. Now you can change it as per your own style preference. Then we have some more additional variation elements. For example, the text placement can be out of all of these, the car positioning can be out of all of these, the background, typography, color accent, etc. And we have just given it our brand colors: yellow, white, black. So mostly white with yellow and then a little bit of black here and there. Again, you can change it as per your own brand and the type of posts that you would like to generate. You will find this prompt in the resources. If you want, you can also send this prompt to ChatGPT and it can help you customize it as per your own social media page. So then I'm telling it what should the last or the final prompt look like. So it should look like this: create a professional automotive social media advertisement. Actually, I've used the word advertisement because it was getting me better results, but you can always change it to post if you want, because everyone's use case is different. Then I've told it the ratio, which is the square format. And then I've told it that you need to mention the design style you have chosen, the layout structure that you have chosen out of all of those options, and all of these other details. Then we have also mentioned about the brand elements, the call to action, the contact info that should be mentioned. So please make sure to change these details. We have given it the color palette, the visual style, the special effects, etc. Some rules. You can read it from the resources, and then I've also told it the words to avoid, like unleash, accelerate, empower, and all of those. It looks a little bit too much, too robotic. So yeah. I've also told it that the end prompt should not have any special characters, otherwise it will break our HTTP request. And before we execute it, we need to do one more thing, which is require specific output format, because we need a JSON from it. Now, if you come out of the AI agent, you will see 4 boxes here, and we do need to fill a few. So let's start with the chat model. So here we need to tell it what chat model basically gives brain to our AI agent. So let's select Open Router first because we have been working with it. And then for the model, if you want, you can select OpenAI, or you can select Gemini or Claude, whichever you feel like. I'm going with OpenAI GPT 4.1 mini. We don't need memory, we don't need any tool. For the output parser, select structured output parser. For the structure, just give it this, which again you're going to find in the resources. So since it is generating a JSON, we firstly need to tell it the structure, and secondly we need to parse it. That's why we are using this. If you don't understand JSON and things like that, just copy along. Okay, now we can go back to our AI agent and let's click on execute step. And this is the output it has given us. So the headline is driving style. This is the subheading. This is the offer. This is book now. This is the style. And this is the final full prompt that we're going to pass to Nano Banana Pro. Now, if you want to make any changes, you can always update the system prompt and it should, make those changes for you. If you want to view the full thing, just head over to table and then here you will be able to see the full prompt that we have. Okay, so next up, we're gonna obviously generate the image. So to save us time, let's just duplicate this HTTP request node. Let's add it here. Let's connect the dots. Let's go here. Instead of analyze image, let's call it generate image. These things remain the same. And all we have to change is this JSON. So let me open it up. And this is the new JSON that we're gonna work with, or the new body. Again, you can copy it from the resources. Let me explain it to you. So the model that we're going to use is Gemini 3 Pro Image Preview, which is nothing else but Nano Banana Pro. Next up, we're telling it the prompt, which is the prompt we had received from the AI agent. So I have basically just, dragged and dropped it here. And then we are also passing the image, which was the car image that I had submitted in the form so that it is, there in my final post. So once this is set up, simply click on execute, and this is going to take a little bit of time. In the meantime, let's save this. Okay, so we have the output and it is saying, should I show the data? So let's click on yes, show data. Okay, so this is how the output looks like. Again, it is in binary format, which we need to convert into a file. So let's go ahead and add an edit fields node. Just click on it and let's put the name as data. And for the value, just paste this. So what this does is that it trims the first part of this, which is this one, and only gives us the, remaining binary data, okay? Because we don't really need this. This is just extra. So let's click on execute. And as you can see, that has been removed. And now we just have to convert the file. So search for convert and select the last option, which is move base64 string to file. For this, just type data, which is this one right here, and then click on execute. That's it. We have got our image. If you want, we can view it here, or else if you want, we can also view it inside Google Drive. I think viewing it inside Google Drive is better. So let's save it and let's add the last step, which is Google Drive, and then upload file. Here we need to add the file name. So what do you want to call it? Let's call it social media post, and then also the file name or the original file name that we had got. So that we know that, okay, this social media post is for this particular image that we had passed. And then just specify where you want this to be stored. So I have this folder called social media posts in which I'd like to store it. So I'm just going to copy the URL of this. Let me head back, and for the parent folder, I'm going to select by URL and I'm going to paste the URL of that folder. Now let's click execute, and that should upload this particular image to my Google Drive folder. Alright, so here's our image and let's view it finally. And there you go. Okay. So this is the company's name. This is the logo. This is our headline, drive in style. This is the tagline, or you can say the subheading, experience, elegance, and power on the road. This is the car, basically the image we had uploaded. And then at the back, we have some, element, you can say, which is nice. And then it says flat 10% off this weekend only. Okay, book now. This is the number. This is the website. We had mentioned it in the prompt. And then here is the background with, and you know what? It has also given this red shadow-like effect. So let me just zoom in. So see, here it has given like red effect as if it's a real image and the car is putting a shadow on the floor, which is quite nice. The detailing is great. And even for the car, the detailing looks pretty good. And the spellings are right. Everything is good. And that's it. Now, all you have to do is download and upload. So let's go ahead and finalize this automation. And then we're going to generate one more image completely in an automated manner. So first up, just turn on the automation, which is activated. Then head over to your form submission node and head over to the production URL and copy your production URL. Now, this is the URL for your form. Every time you fill it or anyone fills out, it's going to run this automation. So you can bookmark it and you can share it with your team members. Alright, so I've opened it up in this new tab. If you want, you can close anytime. It does not matter. It's going to run in the background. You don't have to worry about anything. So, what is this post about? So, let's say wish them Merry Christmas and say that the red car is at 15% discount throughout, or let's say from 20th December to 31st December. And in the brackets, I'm also going to mention the uploaded image so that it knows that, okay, the red car is the uploaded image car. So wish them Merry Christmas and say that the red car or the uploaded image is at 15% discount from 20th December to 31st of December. And let me add the same car's image. I just have one image, sorry. All right, and let's click on submit. Now I'm just gonna open up my folder, which is this particular folder, and I'm gonna wait for the final image to be dropped here. In the meantime, you can do any other work of yours, basically fill out the form and then leave it for around 1 or 2 minutes, and then you will see your post right here. Alright, so here's the post, as you can see, 339, and let's click on this. Alright, holiday drive deal. Celebrate the season with luxury and speed. 15% off rentals from December 20 to 31. Okay, so I did not wish Merry Christmas, but it still pointed towards it, saying that holiday and celebrate and stuff like that. So that's nice, and yeah, the design is really nice, and I could like directly upload it on my social media channel, basically Instagram. Another addition to this could be that you take this image and you pass it on to Veo 3 or the newest model of Veo. I guess it's Veo 3.1. Yeah, and then it's gonna convert it into like a GIF or a video sort of a thing that you can upload. Maybe the car is racing or whatever, and it's gonna look even more beautiful and you're gonna get more reach out of it. So yeah, that's an addition to this. Just let me know if you want to see a video on that, and I might create a part 2 of this and we would add it to this same automation. And yes, don't forget to make changes to the AI agent prompt. Otherwise, you're going to get this company's name and these details. So yeah, do read it, make some changes. Don't use the same thing. Otherwise, it doesn't solve the purpose. Change the colors, etc., the typography, stuff like that. And if needed, also add a section for festivals that if I tell you to wish Merry Christmas, do wish Merry Christmas. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I really hope you're gonna set up this system and you're gonna use this, and do let me know how it went in the comments below, maybe after a couple of months, and I would really love to read your comments and reply to those. You'll find the link to Hostinger in the description below. You'll find the resources in the description below. Don't forget to use the coupon codes for Hostinger, and don't miss on the Black Friday deals, guys. It's the best time of the year to get your anytime self-hosted. Do check out the link to our website, which is in the description below, if you want to get your business automated with AI. If you want to get consulting from me, coaching from me, then the link to the coaching calendar is in the description below. Do follow me on LinkedIn as well as X. Again, links in the description. I will meet you in the next video. Till then, bye.